Divine ones, in the next 5 seconds, I'm going to challenge everything you thought you knew about your spiritual home. So lean in and prepare to have your heart awakened. Hello, Divine One. Welcome to this transformative journey where we peel back the layers of tradition and step boldly into the truth that God has uniquely designed for you. Today, we're diving deep into a message that may feel revolutionary. Churches are not for you anymore. God has decided a new way for you to connect with the divine. I invite you to stay with me until the very end of this video, because every word here is meant to awaken the spark within you and help you realize that your destiny is not confined by ancient walls or outdated traditions. Have you ever felt that in the midst of all the rituals, sermons, and structured worship, something essential is missing from your spiritual life? Have you ever wondered if the place you've always called your church is really the place where your soul can truly soar? Today, we're going to explore that question head on. And I promise you, it might just change your life. Let me share a quick story. Imagine a soul much like yours, filled with dreams of a divine connection, yet feeling trapped by the rigid expectations of a traditional church setting. For years, this soul attended every service, participated in every ritual, and yet an unquenchable thirst for something more remained. One day, this person dared to ask, "Is this really the full measure of God's love for me?" That courageous question ignited a journey of self-discovery and liberation, a journey that revealed the startling truth. Churches, as we know them, sometimes confine us rather than set us free. And so, with a bold statement that might rattle the foundations of everything you've believed so far, the divine blueprint for your life isn't written on the walls of a church. It's inscribed in your heart. Today, we're going to break down this paradigm into 7 powerful points that will encourage you to embrace your unique spiritual path, free from the constraints of tradition. Before we dive into these 7 key points, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking quote by the great mystic Rumi. "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" Let that sink in as we journey together into a reimagined spiritual landscape that's designed just for you. Our first point is the foundation of everything, recognizing that you are the realization that you are special, that you are handpicked by God to carry a unique purpose, is not merely a comforting thought. It's a divine truth. Look within your heart for that unmistakable spark. It's the quiet voice that tells you you are meant for more than simply following the herd. For many, traditional churches have long been the place where we learn about God. However, the divine message isn't about conformity or fitting into a pre-made mold. It's about awakening to your true self. Think of your life as a canvas waiting for the divine artist to paint a masterpiece. When you understand that you are chosen, every setback becomes a brushstroke, every joy a splash of vibrant color. Let me share an anecdote. I once met a man who had spent his entire life attending the same church, dutifully following every ritual. Yet, he always felt as if something was missing. One day, after a particularly uninspiring service, he stepped outside and felt an overwhelming presence, like a whisper from the universe telling him, "You are more than these walls." That moment of clarity led him on a personal pilgrimage to discover a spirituality that resonated with his inner truth. It wasn't the building that made him holy. It was the awareness of his divine calling. Humorously enough, he later joked, "I realized that if God wanted me to be on a fixed schedule, he would have given me a calendar." This lighthearted quip underscores a serious point. God's plan for you is dynamic and ever-evolving. So, Divine One, listen to that inner call. Recognize it as the spark of divine destiny and let it guide you towards a spiritual awakening that's authentically yours. Now, let's talk about the limitations of traditional churches. Over time, what was once a sanctuary can sometimes transform into a box that confines our spiritual expression. Divine One, the practices and rituals that were designed to elevate your soul can, at times, become barriers that prevent you from experiencing the fullness of God's love. Consider this: for centuries, churches have been places of communal worship, unity, and guidance. And while these traditions hold historical and cultural significance, they are not without their flaws. Rigid structures and outdated dogmas can inadvertently silence the individual spark that makes each one of us unique. In many instances, we find ourselves following the rules rather than experiencing a personal, heartfelt connection with God. I remember a humorous yet poignant moment from my own journey. I once attended a service where every minute was timed to perfection. When the service ended, someone remarked, "I'd love to have a service with a built-in coffee break. It would definitely keep my energy up." While this comment drew laughter, it also highlighted a deeper truth. A mechanical approach to spirituality can rob us of genuine experience. God's message isn't meant to be clocked in and clocked out like a work shift. It's meant to flow freely within you. So, what does breaking free look like? It starts by acknowledging that while tradition has its place, it should never restrain the evolution of your spirit. The divine message is fluid and adaptable. It transcends the boundaries of any one institution. When you let go of the need to conform to an old mold, you create space for a vibrant, living connection with the divine. This is not a rejection of the past, but rather an invitation to evolve and embrace a more personal and transformative spiritual journey. Our third point is all about awakening to a new form of spirituality, one that exists beyond conventional boundaries. Divine One, imagine a world where your spiritual journey isn't limited by walls, schedules, or even the familiar rituals you grew up with. Picture your soul as a free bird, soaring across open skies, unburdened by the weight of tradition. This new awakening isn't about discarding everything that came before. It's about integrating the wisdom of the past with the limitless possibilities of the present. You see, the divine isn't confined to any one building or practice. It speaks through every sunrise, whispers in the rustle of leaves, and resonates in the quiet moments of introspection. When you step away from the conventional, you begin to notice these subtle signs of God's presence all around you. A powerful quote to consider here is by Eckhart Tolle: "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life." In the context of our spiritual awakening, this means embracing the immediacy of your connection with God. You are not waiting for permission from any institution to feel sacred. You are inherently divine, and every moment is an opportunity for renewal. Let's add a dash of humor to this revelation. Imagine if every time you stepped into a church, you had to ring a bell like an old-time clock, only to be told, "Sorry, your spiritual service is scheduled for 7 till sharp." Life as you know it isn't a series of pre-programmed events. It's a spontaneous, joyful dance with the divine. Embrace the unpredictability, Divine One, and allow yourself to experience the mystery of God in every unexpected twist and turn. This point is about shifting your focus from the limitations of structures to the boundless opportunities for personal connection. When you let go of the need for a predetermined path, you create room for a spiritual evolution that is as unique as your fingerprint, a journey that honors both the lessons of the past and the promise of the future. Moving into our fourth point, we explore the essence of spirituality, your personal relationship with the divine. Divine One, it's time to step away from the one-size-fits-all model of religious experience and cultivate a connection with God that is as unique as you are. Think of it as crafting your own love story, a deeply personal narrative that no one else can write for you. Traditional religious settings often provide a roadmap for spirituality, but they can sometimes leave little room for individuality. When you embrace your personal relationship with God, you create a space where authenticity thrives. It's about discovering what truly resonates with your soul and making it the cornerstone of your spiritual life. Picture this. Spirituality isn't like following a script in a play. It's more like improvising a beautiful jazz solo where every note is a spontaneous expression of divine love. Sure, there might be moments where you hit a few off notes, but those imperfections add to the unique rhythm of your journey. And yes, Divine One, sometimes you even need to laugh at your own missteps. After all, if God can create a universe with billions of stars, surely He can appreciate a little humor in the human experience. I once met a woman who described her relationship with God as my personal hotline to the divine. Every morning, she would whisper a prayer that was entirely her own, a blend of gratitude, longing, and the kind of raw honesty that only comes from within. Over time, she discovered that this intimate dialogue was far more fulfilling than any prescribed liturgy. Her heart was a living testament to the power of an unfiltered, personal connection with the divine. Remember, Divine One, you are not required to recite a memorized prayer or follow a rigid sequence of rituals to be close to God. Your divine relationship is a living, breathing connection that evolves with you. Embrace spontaneity. Be open to the unexpected and allow your heart to lead the way. In doing so, you create a sacred space that is entirely your own, a space where God meets you on your terms every single day. Our fifth point invites you to consider the unconventional path that lies ahead. Divine One, being chosen means that your journey is never meant to be ordinary. Instead of following a well-trodden road, you're called to blaze your own trail, a trail that may twist, turn, and sometimes even defy expectations. This is the journey of the chosen one, a pilgrimage that is as unpredictable as it is transformative. Think about it. Many of history's greatest spiritual leaders, artists, and innovators were once labeled as rebels. Those who dared to question the status quo. They recognized that true growth comes not from following the crowd, but from venturing into uncharted territory. The road less traveled might be fraught with challenges, but it's also rich with discoveries that can reshape your soul. I remember a story of a young man who grew up in a community where every aspect of life was dictated by tradition. Despite the comfort of familiarity, he felt an undeniable pull towards something more profound. One day, he decided to step away from the expectations imposed upon him. His journey wasn't easy. He encountered resistance, doubt, and even loneliness. Yet, every hardship became a stepping stone, every setback a lesson in resilience. In time, he realized that the unconventional path was not a curse, but a blessing, a divine invitation to experience life in its most vibrant, unfiltered form. And here's a little wry humor to keep the spirit light, he once quipped. I guess God really didn't read the manual on how to follow the crowd. That playful remark encapsulates a profound truth. The journey of the chosen one is meant to be as joyful as it is challenging. Embrace every twist and turn, every unexpected detour, for they are the markers of your unique destiny. By daring to walk an unconventional path, you are affirming your belief in a God who loves spontaneity, creativity, and the wild, unpredictable dance of life. Every experience, good or bad, is an integral note in the symphony of your soul. So, Divine One, step boldly into the unknown. Trust that with each step you are not alone, for the divine is walking right beside you, guiding you toward a destiny that is uniquely your own. Now let's explore our sixth point, the power of community beyond the traditional church walls. Divine One. While the concept of a church has long been synonymous with community and fellowship, the truth is that authentic spiritual connection transcends any physical building. Today, we're reimagining community, not as a rigid assembly of individuals bound by tradition, but as a fluid network of hearts connected by the divine spark. Consider the world around you. In every corner, there are groups of people who share similar quests for meaning, whether they gather online, in local meetups, or even in spontaneous moments of kindness on the street. These communities might not have the grandeur of a centuries-old cathedral, but they possess an authenticity that is refreshingly alive. They are built on mutual support, shared experiences, and the collective desire to grow spiritually, qualities that no brick-and-mortar establishment can manufacture. I recall a time when I attended a gathering in a cozy community center. There was no formal liturgy, no prescribed prayers, just people sharing stories, laughter, and insights about their spiritual journeys. One attendee remarked, "It's like we're all piecing together our own little mosaic of faith. And isn't that exactly what life is about? Each of us contributes a unique piece to the divine puzzle, creating a community that is both dynamic and deeply connected." Of course, there's room for a bit of humor here, too. Imagine if your spiritual community came with a no-judgment dress code, where mismatched socks and quirky hats were not only accepted but celebrated. That's the kind of warmth and authenticity that thrives outside the confines of a traditional church setting. It's a reminder that true community is about the heart-to-heart connection, the shared laughter, and the genuine support we offer each other on our individual paths. So, Divine One, as you seek to build or join a spiritual community, remember that it isn't defined by walls or formal structures. It is defined by the bonds of trust, love, and shared purpose. Whether you find your tribe in a small group, an online forum, or even through random acts of kindness. Know that these connections are powerful affirmations of God's presence in your life. Embrace them, nurture them, and let them be a testament to the beauty of a spiritual family that exists far beyond the traditional church. We now arrive at our final point, one that ties all the threads of today's message together: living a purpose-driven life. Divine One, after exploring your divine calling, breaking free from confining traditions, awakening to a broader spirituality, embracing your personal relationship with God, venturing down the unconventional path, and building a community that nourishes your soul, the ultimate message is clear. Your life is meant to be a radiant expression of divine purpose. Imagine waking up each day with the knowledge that you are not just a passive participant in life, but an active co-creator with the divine. Every decision you make, every step you take, is infused with the energy of your unique destiny. This is the essence of living a purpose-driven life, a life that goes beyond the routine and reaches into the extraordinary. Here, I want to leave you with one final resonant quote by Marianne Williamson: "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." Divine One, understand that this isn't just a poetic musing. It's a clarion call to recognize and embrace the vast potential within you. When you step into your power, free from the confines of traditional expectations, you unlock the ability to transform not only your life but also the lives of those around you. Your purpose isn't hidden away in the shadows of ancient dogma. It is vibrant, alive, and ready to be discovered every day. It's in the laughter shared with a friend, the quiet moments of reflection under a starry sky, and the courage to pursue what sets your soul on fire. Your purpose is the divine thread that weaves together every experience, every challenge, and every triumph into a tapestry of meaning and beauty. So as we wrap up this journey, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on these 7 points. Let them be a guide as you step into a life defined not by the limitations of a building or the rigidity of outdated traditions, but by the boundless, ever-evolving connection with the divine. Embrace your role as the chosen one and trust that God's plan for you is far greater than anything you could have imagined. Divine One. Today we've traversed a radical reimagining of spirituality, a call to recognize your divine calling, break free from confining traditions, awaken to new spiritual horizons, nurture an intimate relationship with God, dare to walk an unconventional path, build communities that celebrate authentic connection, and ultimately live a life bursting with purpose. Each of these 7 points is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone on your journey toward true freedom and divine fulfillment. I invite you to reflect deeply on what we've discussed. Ask yourself, are you ready to step away from the confines of a traditional church and embrace a spirituality that honors your unique identity? Do you have the courage to follow your inner calling, even if it leads you down uncharted road? Remember, Divine One, every step you take is a testament to the fact that you are chosen, that you are powerful, and that your destiny is yours to create. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, share it with those who might need to hear it, and subscribe for more content that inspires and challenges you to live your divine truth. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Drop a comment below and let's build a community of awakened hearts together. As you continue on your spiritual journey, keep in mind the words of Rumi: "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" Embrace your wings, Divine One, and let them carry you to heights that you've only dared to dream of. God's plan for you is vast and unbounded, and your journey is just beginning. Thank you for watching and for being brave enough to seek a deeper, more personal connection with the divine. Stay awake, stay inspired, and above all, stay true to the magnificent, chosen being that you are. May your path be illuminated by divine light, and may every step you take bring you closer to the truth of who you are meant to be.